Don't sleep on Salamence. Salamence has the potential to be an absolute wrecking ball in Regulation C. Welcome back, YouTube. Espresso Shucko here, and today we are talking about Generation 3's equivalent to Dragonite Salamence. So Salamence, it's dragon flying, it's scared of ice types. That's unfortunate. Qin Pao is there, Iron Bundle is there. Don't worry, Terrestrialization. You can always go Terrestrialization or crazy thought, we still run Tera Flying. Why? Because we're choosing pain. You could run Tera Steel if you're really worried about ice types, but just looking at it, Tera Flying might actually have the potential to make Salamence really, really disgusting. And why is the reason? Well, for one, we get dual wing beat. So basically, normally it would be 40 base power per hit. It's a multi-striking move that hits twice. You go Tera Flying, after stab, you're going up to base 80 per hit, so you're looking at 160 right there. That's gross, especially when you factor in the fact that you have Moxie as an ability. So basically, you can increase your attack one stage if you get a knockout, which is really nice for Salamence. Salamence, you can go Dragon Dance if you really wanted to with dual wing beat. So now you're getting a +1 into your speed, you're getting a +1 into your attack. And then the last move, you can kind of go for coverage. I have Earthquake here because, you know, Earthquake goes burr. And plus, you know, there's Tera Poison running around. I've seen Baxcalibur run Tera Poison. I've seen Roaring Moon run Tera Poison. Which that's a fun way to beat up the primitive version of Salamence right there. You can go Earthquake, Garganackle, Rock type. If you play around Wide Guard, you can hit that really hard. Yeah, you could do stuff like that. You could run Iron Head if you really wanted to. If you wanted to go Tera Steel, you could go for the Iron Head, get Stab that way. You could go for Dragon Stab, but at the same time, I think this kind of works a little bit better. With Iron Head, you're hitting Fairy type super effectively with the Steel coverage. If you wanted to go Tera Steel, you can still do that. Dual Wing Beat will still hurt, because, you know, if you get that one Dragon Dance off, Dual Wing Beat goes up to a +1. Don't even get me started on Wo-Chien. Wo-Chien does not appreciate a Dual Wing Beat. Actually, I've already got myself started on that, so let's jump into a quick damage calc. Alright, so we have Max Attack Adamant Salamence here with Dual Wing Beat into Wo-Chien. If Wo-Chien doesn't Tera away from its grass typing, at minimum, we're doing 52 to 62.5, and that's with Tablets of Ruin in effect. Imagine if Tablets of Ruin wasn't in effect. And plus, like I said, if we get that one Dragon Dance there, we're already jumping up to 77%. Say we get that one Dragon Dance, we get that Tera Flying, there you go. Or maybe we go with that +1, we get the Helping Hand, we're still taking it out. Could do that. You could even just go Helping Hand and Dragon Dance, and then that way you don't need to rely on Tera Flying. And you can just blow up Wo-Chien, because this thing is a stall machine. The faster you get it off the field, the better. So that's one option there that you could do for Salamence. If you wanted to hit Chi-Yu, I'm genuinely curious about this, so let's jump into Chi-Yu right quick. We'll do Uberfish. So we're going to look at the modest choice spec set. At +1, we're just automatically destroying it with a minimum of 106% at +1. Without the +1, and say we go Tera Flying, we're a 95% minimum to its HP. 113, so you got a really good odds of taking it out. Now Chi-Yu can just obliterate us when we lose that fire resistance, but we have an 81% chance to OHKO Chi-Yu with Dual Wing Beat. If we wanted to run Earthquake instead, we're at 87%. That's not too bad. Especially whereas that's in setup for doubles. You get that +1, well, there you go. Now both of them take it out, no problem. Let's see right quick, because yeah, we're at +1 after a Dragon Dance. We're outspeeding choice specs right there with a modest nature. If we're a timid nature, do we outspeed? We do outspeed. So basically, all you really need to do is get your +1 there, and you can just wreck it from there. Earthquake hits really hard. If you don't want to run Earthquake, you want to run Iron Head, at least you know you can just get rid of Chi-Yu with Dual Wing Beat. Now let's look at Qin Pao. So we'll do the all-out attacker set very quick. Now keep in mind too, you're going to have to do specific calculations for specific matchups with Salamence, of course, but Qing Pao is rather glassy. It does hit like a truck, but if we get our +1 speed and +1 attack, we hit 214. We still naturally outspeed Jolly max speed invested Qing Pao by 9 points, which is really, really nice. It's nice to have that gap, because unless your opponent has Tailwind, and basically, so long as they don't have any speed control, you're outspeeding it right there. We flick on the Tera Flying at our +1. Our dual wing beat will KO should it connect. If we wanted to run Iron Head instead of Earthquake here, maybe we have to commit to dealing with Iron Head and non-Tera because we don't have it, because we burned it. Maybe we brought Scizor on this team and one Tera Fire. But yeah, anyways, Iron Head is a guaranteed KO. So that is nice. And the reason to why I'm kind of looking a little bit towards dual wing beat here is you do tend to see the Focus Sash on Qing Pao. Unfortunately, you don't see heavy duty boots in doubles. So you do tend to see that Focus Sash there. Iron Head is nice, but it'll bring it down to the Focus Sash. At least dual wing beat will break the Focus Sash there. And plus, if you don't go Tera and you at least have the +1 and the Helping Hand, that's a solid KO right there. So that's one thing that I was thinking about with Salamence, is we can run the dual wing beat as well as the protect for natural support there, but we can run the Iron Head, we can run the dual wing beat. Dragon Dance can make this thing just hit things really, really hard, and plus, even if they resist you, so long as you got that right combination broken down, again, PokemonDB.net for damage coverage checker. So long as you have that right coverage there, you can still hit things even if they resist you, and even if you know what their matchup is too. Even if you hit like a neutral target, so long as you know that damage roughly, you can go for that. Let's just take another look at something else, because we're not just looking at physical Salamence, we are looking at special Salamence. So Tera Flying Hurricane. If you want to run this on a rain team, I think that could be really, really strong, because, you know, after the double flying stab, we're at 220 for Hurricane on top of a 30% chance to cause confusion. That could be really nice. Salamence also gets Tailwind, so that was one thing I was thinking for some support. We could run Tailwind if we wanted to guarantee that we get some speed. If not, we can go for an extra coverage move. I have Heat Wave for some fire type coverage. If we're running Rain specifically, we could make a case for Hydro Pump, where it is base 110, getting a 50% boost from Rain. You could do that. Let's take a quick look. You do get access to Draco Meteor, which is good Dragon type stab. Dragon Pulse if you want to just not worry about the -2 drop from Draco Meteor, but at that point you're kind of wasting a move slot, because Draco Meteor, the power drop is worth it. You fire that off, you get out of there. That's the big thing you could do. You could run a Jetpack if you really wanted to. On that note, I have Covert Cloak there just to avoid Fake Out, because, you know, Psychic Terrain won't save us. But you could go for a Tera that would ground you, and then that way you could rely on Psychic Terrain, so food for thought. Another option too is you could go for a Life Orb on your item slot, but as far as other coverage goes, you do get Hyper Voice. Unfortunately, Mega Salamence and Aerialate not available to us, so Hyper Voice not really the big thing to consider. But you could even go Tera Blast and go for a different Tera than Flying. You can go Tera Steel for a special Steel type attack. That would be probably nice. So yeah. That's the biggest thing that I was thinking right there with a special Salamence, is you could do some good damage with Hurricane. If you go Tera Flying, you could go Hydro Pump on a Rain team. You could go Heat Wave for some generic coverage. Draco Meteor too. Maybe you want to go Life Orb on this thing, and then maybe instead of Tera Flying, maybe you want to go Tera Dragon, just so that Draco Meteor does absolutely monstrous damage. Now that you're no longer a flying type and you're just a pure dragon, you lose your 4 times ice weakness. You become grounded now. Now you're benefiting from Psychic Terrain. You could do that too. You would also benefit from Electric Terrain, preventing sleep if you want to run some Violet Paradox mods as well. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys were convinced on Salamence. Make sure you don't sleep on that, and feel free to experiment with it and let me know down in the comments below if you tried it and if it worked or if it didn't work, because, you know, maybe it's good in theory, maybe it's bad in theory. Application is when you find that out. So anyways, I will see you next time.